All right, welcome back to the Starfighter podcast with Dom and Jake. We've got a special Star Wars episode today. We're just, post Kenobi, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But we want to talk about this new era of Star Wars that we're in. And before we jump into that, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely follow us on the podcast feed if you are not, and maybe leave us a good review. We'd appreciate it. And of course, you can join the conversation in the comment section on YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, we'd love to hear your thoughts, any questions we'll get back to, and your Star Wars theories. But all right, Jake, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Feeling well rested today, so I'm ready for this. How you doing,
That's
brother?
good. Doing good. I got to do a quick shout out, actually, to my
Okay.
new friend Sean.
Okay.
I met him at work today, one of our patients, and I sold him a sweet pair of glasses.
Nice.
But Sean is a huge Star Wars fan as well, and I'm hoping that at some point we will get him on the show.
Not yeah.
But
Another trivia night hopefully coming up soon.
yes, that'd be really cool too. He definitely knows his stuff. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, it was a fun day at work. He was like the last patient I worked with, and for a while I could have just like gotten totally lost, and my coworker could hear us just like totally nerding out about Star Wars for a little bit. It was awesome. It was a
That's
lot of
great.
fun. So shout out to Sean. And yeah, anything anything fun and exciting going on with you before we get into our episode here?
No, nothing much. I mean, the only thing that I'm been super jazzed about right now is the fact that we got Stranger Things, the last volume of season 4 coming in
Yeah,
I
that's right.
think tomorrow. So I'm jazzed about that. But I mean that's pretty much all I got going on right now.
For sure. For sure. But all right, so we missed you last week, Jake. Um, you're traveling and hope that went well and you had a good time, but we definitely missed you for our finale review for Kenobi.
I
You and
know.
I did a little reaction after the finale um, last Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I want to get more of your spoiler thoughts. We could talk a little bit about that because I want that to kind of be our segue into our new era. Because, in my opinion, I think Kenobi wasn't without its flaws, but I think at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it was somewhat of a success for Disney and for Star Wars. And I think that it's possible that with the new era of Star Wars that we're in, maybe Disney will start to feel like they're in a better place to try some new things, take some more risks, um, and feel more confident in doing things like Knights of the Old Republic, or announcing newer things to us, things that we've been wanting for a while, that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
first, tell me your thoughts on the Kenobi finale and the series.
I think we both kind of felt the same way about it. We talked about it a little bit, but it had its moments of being like what I wanted. It was a little disappointing because I feel like I didn't get what I wanted until episodes like 5, and then 6 was, pretty much they threw everything that we wanted into that episode. I just wish they were doing a lot more of that through the series. So I was just a little disappointed with maybe the pace and stuff like that. But overall, I thought it was great. It was a little, we talked about it. It was just kind of underwhelming in the sense that we knew where it was going to leave off at. Like we knew who was going to live, so like the whole Obi-Wan walking away from Vader when he could have just like cut his head off kind of thing was, I was just like, okay, like Obi-Wan kind of is responsible now for Leia's planet getting destroyed and all that stuff. Like you just kind of let that guy go. But they had to do it that way, obviously, for obvious reasons. But so there's just some things that were a little underwhelming for me in the series. But that fight scene between Vader and Obi-Wan was
I
amazing.
mean,
Like I
is
just,
that not the best lightsaber duel since episode 3, I think.
yeah, I thought
I
it
mean,
was amazing. Yeah, dude. But I don't know. Does it touch episode 3? Does it though? I don't know if it does or not. I don't know what's your opinion on
I
that.
mean, it's a much shorter duel, but I think as far as like the choreography and um yeah, as far as the choreography goes, I think it's pretty much on par. I
Yeah.
do, and I've watched it like probably 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah. I just felt maybe I think that episode 3 that's it. I mean, there was so much to love about Revenge of the Sith fight, but I think it was just so climactic. It was like the
Yeah.
peak of like between episodes 3 and episode 4. Like it just brought everything together for me. So it's
Hmm.
really tough for me to even say anything compares to episode 3, especially like how dark Anakin was in that scene and just how brutal he was. So, but it was great. I loved episode 6 of Kenobi, and I thought it was a great battle. It was actually really cool to see the different ways they use the Force and the
Yeah.
environment around them. You know, like that was what really was interesting to me. Is they didn't do that in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, really, but in this it was very much like Force using and stuff like that. So it was very cool to see. Very cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on for the show as a whole?
As a whole, I just kind of felt as if maybe the new characters and everything with Leia just took away from Kenobi. Um, and I just don't want to bash the series Kenobi too much, but I just feel like there were so many options they had to work with that like
Yeah.
this was very like, you know, it wasn't really what I expected when I heard Kenobi series. Um, but yeah, we'll see. And Riva, she kind of just flipped at the end so quick, and I was like, okay, like you've been murdering children for how many years, and now you just don't want to kill this one. Like her whole like it was just a weird motivation, like it just and how she flipped, and I just thought that was kind of weird. But you know, it's Star Wars, light versus dark, and it came for her. So she's a good guy now, but hopefully she's not killing kids anymore. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and if you guys haven't seen it already, you can check out our review. I did a review with Alex on the channel and on the podcast feed, and it was definitely a great discussion with him. He's a really big Star Wars fan, and actually, it's a good little story or just like throwback. But Alex is a childhood friend of mine, and I remember like his dad's really into Star Wars too, and I remember being a kid and being at his house, and we were watching Revenge of the Sith together, and his dad comes in the room, and we were already towards the end of the episode, but he wanted us to rewind to the part where Vader gets his helmet on, and he like cranks up the volume like all the way so he could just hear the breathing and everything. But yeah,
so sick. Yeah.
so a lot of fun memories with him, and great to have him back on the channel. Hoping that he'll be on again soon. So that'll be
Oh
cool.
yeah. The more
Um,
the merrier.
yeah, definitely. Oh, also he's one of our trivia champions. He knows his stuff.
Yes, yes.
But anyways,
Yeah.
we had talked about a week ago or so, kind of about as far as like Star Wars getting a huge win, kind of like in the sense of Mandalorian season 1 and season 2 being a huge win for the Star Wars brand. Can Kenobi have that sort of a win? And I don't think it's on the same level, really.
Mm.
Um, but I do think, like I mentioned at the beginning, I do think that it was a success. And I mean, overall, from like what I've seen online, I think a lot of people share kind of our same feelings where, they notice the problems, but they're taking away a lot of the good things too. But at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of the Star Wars fans got basically everything we wanted just about from the finale.
Yeah.
I mean, from the finale, there's not a whole lot more that I wanted,
Yeah.
and I mean, the emotional stuff with Obi-Wan and Vader, the battle, Seeing Qui-Gon, yeah, I wanted a lot more Qui-Gon in the series, but
I know.
I'm just glad. I'm glad we saw him. I'm so glad that we saw him.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's awesome, but yeah, there's not a whole lot more. So, anyways, with this being somewhat of a success, will Disney have more motivation to, do a little bit more risk taking? Maybe give us the Old Republic series that we've wanted for a long time. I know there's been speculation on having a Cal Kestis
Yes.
show, stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know, are all of these things, like the success that they've gotten from like these TV series, is that going to push them to give us more of what we want, more of what we've been asking for a long time? What do you think?
I mean, I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. Like, I don't remember a lot of people asking for Rogue One, but out of all the new movies that came out, like Rogue One was probably one of my favorite movies. And I think it was has to do with the fact that they didn't bring back characters that we already know. I think that's why The Mandalorian's so successful, is because you really are kind of like, I have no idea like what's gonna happen right now. Like, I don't know these character stories at all. So I think that they could risk a lot of things. It's just like if they can introduce the right people, like right characters and stuff like that, they can take a lot more liberties with the storytelling. So I'm hoping that they learned from kind of like this series and say, if we're gonna put a big name on a show, like we should give the fans what they want rather than like try to make a new story out of it and make it fit somewhere. Like, does that make sense? You
I
know?
think so, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited for it. I can't wait for Andor, but then again, like, is Vader gonna show up in Andor? Like, that's the question. I don't. He always can. So I don't know. So I think they're gonna risk
That
it
too.
more.
Yeah, that too. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like, and I said this in our reaction for the Kenobi finale, I think that the ending was really good, especially, the final moments, because it's just like it was perfectly balanced in the sense that it can be the end of the series, just a one-off 6 episode series, or season 2 we get to see him train more with Qui-Gon. You know what I mean? Like they could have been setting that up for a season 2 potentially. Like they're leaving the door open. You know what I mean?
hmm Did we talk
Uh,
about that in our first initial reaction? If we thought that we wanted that or not? Like, would you want that? Like a Kenobi season 2 or no?
I'm a little bit torn. Um, I mean, if I get to see him train with Qui-Gon, then yeah, I
Right.
probably want it. But the other thing I've heard too from people is that they don't necessarily want a Kenobi season 2, some fans, but they do want to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan again. You know what I mean? Like in a
Okay.
different show or in a different film. Um, so I think that's possible.
Hmm. I mean, where do you think he could show up again? Do you think it would just have to be what
He
I said,
could be
like a
an
new
Andor.
character
He could be
story?
an Andor, I think, depending on the timeline.
Oh, that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's pre the first Death Star. Yeah.
But
Okay.
would you want to see a season 2?
Um, I think if they had to do season 2, they'd have to bring in like a few more nostalgic characters, maybe like some of the clones from the old movies coming in. Maybe he's helping them. Maybe they're hunting him. I really don't
Hmm.
necessarily need one,
Yeah,
but
I don't think I need one.
if it was just straight fanfare and they were just like, let's just like show Obi-Wan just complete OP and like taking people out. And then like after maybe season 2, he's like, I'm gonna retire. I'm done. Like I'll wait for Luke, right? But I think it would have to be something compelling, like Luke is in trouble, like something's coming for Luke and he has to go out and face that before he could even get to Tatooine kind of thing. But I don't need one. I don't need one. I would like to see him show up though in Andor. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I think that it's probably over. I think that there
Yeah.
probably won't be a second season. And
Yeah.
also, if there was, I would be a little bit worried because I don't know if we're gonna get a better ballot, sorry, a better battle than what we got. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna top that, and just everything seemed, you know, it seemed very final and finished. You know what I mean? And him
That's what I
saying
got.
goodbye, him saying goodbye. Um, yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
the last battle. That was the last battle for sure. Between them
okay.
until episode 4. That's how it felt.
Oh, I don't want to see him go up against Vader again. No, yeah, like I
Yeah,
don't need
I
that
mean
for
that was it.
sure.
That was the
Yeah,
battle. That was the only other battle that we know that had taken place. We just hadn't seen until now.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't need him seeing Vader again. I really don't need a season 2 Kenobi.
Yeah,
But I love Ewan. I would love to see him in something else. I mean, you can't. He carried that show. So it was just yeah.
dude.
Maybe I'm just too much of a fan.
When he apologizes to him, it man, it got me. It was so heartbreaking.
The tears were flowing. The tears were flowing.
It was so good, dude. He's such a good actor, and like
Yeah.
he's so good in the role. Um, but yeah, and then I know you had mentioned Rogue One too earlier. Oh, actually, no, you had mentioned you did, but you mentioned Vader, and maybe that's another possibility too. People have been talking about that. Are we going to have, a Vader series?
Do
And
you want a Vader series?
I think I would love a Vader series, actually, especially if Hayden Christensen is back. That's the other thing too, is we didn't really get to have a whole lot of dialogue from Vader in the show, but the dialogue that he did get, it was written well.
When he
Me
says
and Alex
to
talked about
Obi-Wan,
that.
yeah, when he says to Obi-Wan, like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. I was like, oh, like,
Yeah,
he just called him
it was
out.
so
Like,
good.
he is so
Yeah.
good. So good. Okay, if they give us a Vader series, it would be really hard for them to put on Disney Plus, I think, just because he's so brutal. Like, we saw snippets of it, but if you gave us like 6 episodes of him going through towns and breaking children's necks because they want to help their father, like, I'm down for that show. It's just not, I just don't see Disney doing that. It's just not, I don't see how that's gonna work out. Was he gonna be like sitting in his throne room the whole time, like talking to Palpatine? I don't know.
They dial it back for sure a little bit.
But I don't want him to. I mean, just give me full Vader, like. But then again, it's just me. I'm crazy. I'm not like most people. So.
You are a little crazy, Jake. But what about Knights of the Old Republic? Did you ever play those games? Do you know much about like Revan?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Yeah, I've heard about them, but I never played them. Didn't really keep up with it too much because I just thought it wasn't canon, so I just didn't pay much mind to it. But I guess everybody wants it to be canon now, so.
Yeah, so both Revan and Bane are canon. And we actually see Bane in the Clone Wars series. We see him as a Force ghost, and he talks to Yoda in one episode. So
Okay.
that was actually a really cool episode. I think you would really like that episode too if you haven't seen it, or if it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
But yeah, I remember that episode being a little bit dark too, and Yoda has to go into this cave, and he has this vision, and he's kind of dealing with like, I guess, traumatic things that are weighing on him or something like that. But yeah,
it's not the episode with like the 3 or 4 like figures, right? That's
no,
not the same
no
episode. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
But anyways, super cool characters, and I mean the timeline, of course, is like thousands of years before. It's pre Phantom Menace. So,
jeez.
I mean, that's the other thing too, is, of course, new characters or characters that we haven't seen a whole lot of. So, like, the stories could be, a lot more original. And the other cool thing about it is during that time, they had these wars between the Jedi, like armies of Jedi and Sith were fighting each other. So
Armies? Did
yeah,
you say
so
armies?
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that sounds sick. Okay. I'm down with that.
I mean, not at like, not for the whole extended period of the Old Republic, but at some points in the Old Republic, yeah.
Okay.
So that
There
would
was
be
more
really
than two
cool.
Siths, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
There
Hmm.
was like a bunch of them. Okay. That'd be dope. Yeah, if they could do like a prequel series, like what you said, years before everything else, I think that would be a great idea. Doing that for the Knights Republic for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like brand new characters that we can get attached to, kind of like what you were saying too. Um, I mean, like Din Djarin, for example, like he was very much inspired by Boba Fett, um, but now he's kind of like changed and like molded into his own character too. Um,
Yeah.
and he's definitely a lot cooler than Boba Fett now. I think we could probably all agree on that.
It's so
Um,
tragic. Oh man.
he's definitely Boba 2.0.
Oh yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I think he is what everybody wanted Boba to be. It's like they just made a new character and called him Mandalorian, like the Mandalorian or whatever, and Din Djarin, right? And yeah, see, that's what I would love for them to just introduce new characters like that. Like we
Hmm.
want to see some, like they know what we want to see. Just give us a new character. Don't make it, you know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just want to see some some new characters that we get attached to, like you said, that we don't know their whole story, that we're gonna be learning about, and I like then we're gonna get attached to them, and hopefully they don't die, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, what
so
do you think about, the rumors about a Cal Kestis show coming soon? He, of course, is the main character in Jedi Fallen Order. Again, I recently finished that game and so awesome. Also, if you guys want to see any gameplay or the cutscenes, I have them up on the channel. You can check that out. But
heck
I
yeah.
really like his character and the story. What would you
Hmm.
think about seeing a show with him?
So I haven't played the game. I know what kind of happens in the game. I know like the premise of the game. I know they're coming out with a second game called
Mm,
Survivor. That's like the second part of Cal Kestis' story. So I I would love to see him maybe be part of a show, but I don't know if they can make a whole show about him just because they're already putting so much of his story out there
mhm.
that all that's gonna have to be canon. And then like I just don't know where they're gonna fit it in to where like we're invested and worried for him, like if things aren't going his way. I feel like okay, so how old is he? Like in this game, he's still pretty young,
Yeah,
right?
he's probably early 20s.
And then the second one happens like 5 years later,
He
right?
might
So
even
he's
be like, he might even be 19 or 20.
okay. But then we don't get any mention of him in, episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
So do you think that they could like make a good story for him that like fits with canon that people wouldn't be upset about, that would just be cool? Or because that's where it comes down to. That's the complaint people are gonna
Yeah.
have. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And it's definitely a situation where they have to tread lightly because it could get convoluted really quick, actually. And I could kind of like sense that right away when I was playing the game too, because basically his goal in the game is to help, you know, rebirth the Jedi Order, like bring back the Jedi Order. And I mean, as far as we know, Luke is pretty much the one that does that. You know what I mean? Much later down the road.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, is this all
Okay.
leading? And I don't know how. Obviously, I don't know how the second game is going to play out. But could it be kind of like you know a failed attempt and kind of like a tragic ending for him and maybe Padawans that he has?
Yeah.
Because in the game he does get promoted from Padawan to Jedi Knight, so he could become a master maybe in the second game, and then take
Hmm.
on some apprentices. He also he also has a vision of him. Actually, now that I say this, this might be what's happening, because in the game he has a vision of him taking on Padawans, and then I think they end up dying, and he like blames himself, obviously.
Oh
So
my gosh.
it could
Whoa.
we could see a tragic ending for him.
It doesn't work out for people that want to restart the Jedi Order, does it? That's
No,
a tall
it doesn't.
that's a tall order, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't know. See, like, I haven't played the game enough. I just don't know what the story would be and how much, like, afterwards you could take him into, like, Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope or whatever. So, but honestly, and you're going to hate me for saying this, if they could do a Cal Kestis show, like what you're saying, and have him be killed off in the end of his own series, that would probably be my favorite Star Wars show.
no, because I mean, I don't hate that, because sometimes the beauty is in the attempt, and it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to have the bad guys win sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother Elijah, he loved, like, he was just all about the dark side and villains, and that's why he loved Empire. It's because the good guys always win, but now we got to see a movie where the bad guys win at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, I'm sick of Disney making these bad guys out to be good people at the end of it, or like having us like have some sort of empathy for him. Like, just give me just a raw bad person like Vader. Like, he does not care. Like, he will kill anybody. So, like, I want tragedy. Give me a tragic story, and I'll be happy. It's just, I don't know if Disney will do that. They're what, the happiest place on earth or whatever. I don't think they're gonna do that. It's
But I
tough for
mean,
them.
I mean, with Rogue One, it was kind of a sad ending too.
Hmm. Well, that's why I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this person I love in this story, they tried so hard, all the hardships they had to go through just to get to that point, and they like succeed, but they don't make it out alive. And like, that's
Yeah.
the kind of story I want to see. Yeah.
And side note with that, not to get too off topic, but I told you before, I think when we were talking, um, I wish that the sequels had learned some things from that,
Hmm.
from Rogue One, because like Kylo and Rey didn't need to kiss at the end, like, absolutely not.
No.
We totally saw that with Rogue One. It's like sometimes a hug is all you need at the very end.
That's
You know
it.
what I
Yeah, they
mean?
didn't even
Like,
kiss at the end of that. There was just
yeah,
like them like embracing each other, being like, "Well, we did our job. Like, mission complete."
yeah.
They didn't like
Just
each other in the
just
beginning, and
end it at the hug. It's fine.
ended at the hug.
It's fine.
Green Goblin did say it best. Everybody likes to see a hero fall and stumble, okay, and die in the end. Okay, that's what he says to Spider-Man, and I think that we need some more of that action going on. But yeah, we don't need all the love, and we don't just give us something. Give us some good character development, some tragedy.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
think Andor, not to segue into that, but I think Andor is gonna be giving us a lot of the dirty dealings of the rebels and hard decision making and
Hmm.
people that might not, you know, make it out okay. Like, you might have to sacrifice some people. I'm thinking that that's probably what's gonna happen in Andor, but
Yeah. No,
so.
that's a perfect segue, actually, because I think the last thing that we wanted to talk about, for our episode today, is what we're looking forward to the most, for
Mhm.
the end of 2022, and the things that we have coming up are Andor, like you mentioned, Tales of the Jedi, which I forgot about, and Bad
Yeah,
Batch.
season
But per
2. I'm
Yeah, Bad Batch
excited.
season two. Um, but personally, if you don't mind me starting,
Go,
um,
go, yeah.
I'm probably most excited for Tales of the Jedi. If you Do you know what that is?
I I feel like I don't
So
actually.
it's a new animated series, and I
Okay.
think they're going to be shorter episodes, maybe like Visions, because I think Visions, each episode is only like 15 minutes, I think.
Hmm.
Um, but they have to do with Jedi from the prequel era, and I heard that Qui-Gon, we are going to get some Qui-Gon in some of the episodes.
Like young
And
Padawan Qui-Gon?
Maybe, but I think he'll still be a master.
Okay.
But we'll see. But he's one of my favorite characters. Um, but
The only one to
Dave
die from
Filoni
a
is
gut
doing it.
shot, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh no way, Dave Filoni's doing it.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm so excited for it, dude. I think it sounds really cool. But what do you think?
That sounds pretty cool. I mean, as long as they introduce new characters that we don't know, like it'll be tough, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I would love to see Qui-Gon again, that'd be great. But
I bet
yeah,
you
dude,
anything there's gonna be a Plo Koon episode because that's Plo Koon, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's Dave Filoni's favorite character. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's so funny. What?
yeah, and he mentions it too. Oh, recently in an interview. Oh, it was at the Disney Celebration, but like for when it came to the Mandalorian season 2 finale and them like keeping Luke a secret, they they had like art drawn up of Plo Koon, and they they didn't tell a lot of people that Luke was going to be in it. They used Plo Koon's name to kind of like hide, like keep it all a secret. And people,
Okay.
obviously, if it got leaked, people were, which that did get leaked, that we were going to see Plo Koon, and people believed it because people know that that's Dave Filoni's favorite character, even though he
That's
dies in
crazy.
episode 3. But
I was gonna say, doesn't he die in the ship,
yeah,
right? He's the guy flying.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
poor fella.
But
Just like Wade. Just like Wade.
right. But yeah, I would like to see more episodes of Plo Koon. He's a really cool character. I'm glad we get more of him in the Clone Wars series. But there's a lot of really cool Jedi during the prequel era.
Yeah. I feel like, are we missing anything that's coming out from Star Wars? You said 3 things. Bad Batch 2,
So
Andor.
these are the things that are left for 2022.
Okay. And that's it? Okay.
hmm
Okay. I don't
So
know why I'm
Tales of the
thinking that
Jedi,
there's something else.
I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to most. I'm really looking forward to all of them though. But what are you looking forward to most?
Andor, I hope it's gritty. I hope it's dark. I hope
Yeah,
people betray each other in the rebellion to get away, throw people under the bus. Like, I just want to see. And like we talked about before, like I just love that actor in Rogue One. Like I just want to see him
yeah.
do his
Diego
thing.
Luna, right?
Yes, yeah, Diego, yeah,
Yeah, he's really good.
yeah. He was. I thought he did like carried that. The actress was okay in that, but I thought he was like clearly
Yeah,
the main star of the whole
yeah, he
Rogue
shined for
One.
sure.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and he's a no prisoners kind of guy. Like he doesn't care, so I'm excited. Yeah, and it's live action.
Yeah,
You know me, I'm more into the live action than like the animated series stuff
right,
for
right.
Star Wars. But Bad Batch, I'm excited to see what they do with that because that could lead into a live action show. Hopefully, if they can introduce like the right Jedi
hmm
and stuff in that. So, but I doubt it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know why, but what was going on at the time, but you weren't on a lot of episodes for Bad Batch reviews when we were doing those.
No,
So I don't really remember what your opinion on the show was.
it was okay. I enjoyed it. I was kind of um I just need to see season 2 because where they left us off in season 1, they kind of just left us hanging, didn't they? And so
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good finale. Those first 2 episodes were incredible.
the first episode was amazing to me. I thought, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
I
was
mean,
like an hour and a half.
they were really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited, but Andor is my favorite. I'm more excited for that than anything else. And then Ahsoka, I can't wait to see what happens with her story. Like I really can't. I
Yeah.
love Ahsoka. She's maybe one of my favorite characters after watching the Clone Wars again because I did just recently watch it a couple months ago and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like she's it. She's like who Anakin like inspired to be. Like he wanted to be Ahsoka and leave the Order, but I don't know, he just couldn't do it, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Gosh,
But we have to wait till 2023 to get that.
Is that in like summer 2023, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I want to see the Death Star being made in Andor series. So
and I've said this too before, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on this Andor show. I think it's going to surprise a lot of us. I
Hmm.
mean, it was never ranked like as far as like excitement like towards the top of my list when Disney, when it was like the Disney Investor Day and they went down the list of what's coming out. Um, there's so many other things towards the top, but still, I think we're all going to be surprised by how good it is.
Hmm. Yeah. And you know me, I'm more of like the grounded series kind of person. Like if you give me a spy thriller, like
Yeah, I was
Hawkeye
going to say,
was,
yeah,
yeah, Hawkeye was like one of my favorite series that they did there because it was like just
me too.
grounded, you know. So,
Hmm.
I'm excited about it. I don't know what to say.
That's
I'm
cool.
excited.
That's cool. You don't really need lightsaber fights then. I know that you like
No.
them, but you don't need them.
And if you're gonna give me a
Yeah.
lightsaber fight, I need it to be a good one and very
Hmm.
meaningful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Gosh, now thinking about that Kenobi series, not to go back, but him fighting Riva was really cool. Vader when he just destroyed Riva, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was a really
Was
cool
really
thing to
good.
see. Yeah, so I can deal with that. But yeah, I don't need him for sure, for sure.
Well, alrighty. I mean, I think that pretty much does it for our episode today. We talked a lot about kind of like the era of Star Wars that we're in right now, and I think summed it up pretty nicely. We have a lot of new things on the horizon, and again, I'm hoping that the success that Disney has had lately will be more motivation for them to take more risks and to give us things that they just have yet to greenlight. But
Hmm.
I mean they've had people and they've had meetings like of people pitching them a Knights of the Old Republic series and all these other different stories that a lot of us have been wanting. And I'm hoping that the success that we've seen recently is going to result in giving us announcements for more of these shows and more films. We need more films, bro.
Well, that's what I was also gonna kind of say. Like Rogue One, I don't know if I would have liked Rogue One as much as if it was like a series. Like that
Hmm.
was a really great film. Um, and yeah, have we heard anything about any films coming out? Like besides the
Taika
um
Waititi has a
that one.
film. I don't think that we know what it's about. Oh, next year. I believe it's next year. Actually, it might be 2024, but it's called Skeleton Crew, and
Nice. Okay.
all I know is Jude Law is in it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't remember if we know much about the story.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some more movies. They're doing a lot of series, but I think we need a movie sprinkled in here or there.
Oh, and the other thing is that Kevin Feige was supposed to do a movie too.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's still happening. So we'll see. But yeah, we need another film.
So I'll just ask you then. Do you want the film to be like a continuation after episode 9, or do you want it to be like fall in between somewhere, or like what do you want from like the next movie?
It's really tricky. It's hard to say. Um, yeah, a part of me wants like episode 10, that sort of thing. Or I don't think that we're gonna get episode 10 anytime soon. But they've also said recently that they do plan on using those prequel characters again, or sequel characters, I should say. They plan on using them again. I do think that we're gonna see Ray again, um, either in shows maybe, but I think definitely in another film. I want to see more from them. I liked a lot of the characters. I just feel like the story wasn't quite up to par a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I like Ray as a character. I like Poe and Finn. And I think Kylo Ren is a really good character too. Even though Wait, did he die? Yeah, he did
Yeah,
die.
yeah, he's dead.
I
Unfortunately,
don't even remember.
I
Um,
love Adam Driver. I was so mad when he died. I was like, no,
yeah,
please.
that was really stupid. Um, but yeah, I mean, I really like a lot of those characters. I want them to get it right and kind of do them justice. So
Yeah, yeah. I think episode 10 would be tough to do, like a movie episode 10. I would love it because I think it's going to just introduce a whole bunch of new bad guys and everything. I think it would be really interesting to see what they come up with, but I think that'd be a lot tougher for them. I think Disney is probably gonna have to take their time with episode 10 for sure.
yeah, I'll close things out with this. I'm gonna get super nerdy here for a second. But so my nephew Landon, he's really into like D&D and RPG games, and I had shown him like that I was writing like a made up Star Wars campaign. We never like ended up making into a game just yet, but um my story was essentially, right after episode 9, or actually no, it was years after episode 9, and a Sith Lord goes to Tatooine and he pulls out both Luke and Leia's lightsabers out of the ground. And in new canon, the way that you get a red lightsaber is you use dark energy, like dark force powers, to bleed the crystals. And so he turns both Luke and Leia's lightsabers into red sabers, and that's kind of like your intro to the movie. And so if Disney is watching this, which they're not, if they want to take just that intro and kind of run with that, that would be awesome, because I think it's a good intro.
That'd be so sick. I'd be so mad to see Luke's lightsaber be red. I'd be
right.
infuriated. I'd be like, no, this guy
Because
needs to die.
Because it's not right. Because it's not
No.
right.
No, not at all.
But yeah, but it is.
Okay.
I think it's kind of captivating.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would be down with that. That sounds like a really great intro, honestly. So I hope they're watching. Come on, Disney, step it up. Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man. I think it was a pretty good show.
Heck yeah.
Always good talking Star Wars. What do we have planned next week? Do we have anything going on here soon?
I don't think we have anything really coming out. Wait, Andor is coming out in the end of July, right? Or is it August? It's coming out soon, I feel like. There's another show soon, but I don't think we have anything else coming up. We need to get a trivia night going, so we need to figure that out.
We do. Maybe we'll make that happen next week. We'll do trivia night.
Yes, I think that would probably be the best time to do it, because I'm going to be pretty busy the week after that. So,
all right, guys.
Okay.
It's not quite set in stone, but but most likely next week we'll be doing another trivia night. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more Star Wars episodes coming your way soon. Also more Marvel episodes. And we're always open to suggestions. Again, leave us any messages, questions, comments, or fun theories in the comment section below. And yeah, any other noteworthy things, any shout outs, Jake, before we head out?
Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Help us out with that algorithm, folks. Let's get that going.
Totally. All right, bro. Thanks again for being on the show as always, and thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.